Hello, Lightworker Warriors. Happy Tuesday, Mars Day. And today, be the warrior. Find the peace within and get inside of yourself to defeat these demons because everything is a reflection. So I'm hoping that you're all well and that your projections and your reflections are showing you how beautiful this moment is as the Schumann resonance spikes and the central sun reawakens. So I'm very thankful to share a new transmission with you today. I don't usually use that word, but there were two things that popped up recently that I thought it was important to share with you, team. Listening to some binaural beats for boosting immune system and cleaning infections. So 741. There's so much information outside right now, so I'm hoping you're all taking advantage of that. And all the live classes, meditation and yoga, also great. So I wanted to share with you one experience where I was listening to a great, channel out of California, I think she said. Anyway, you can see her, I think Elizabeth is her name. And when she was talking about her experience with the Galactic Federation coming in and having some sort of tea party, I was able to visualize part of that transmission of what's going on and what you can take with you from now on when you're talking about and maybe trying to give analogies to other people on this ascension process and reprogramming of the reptilian brain, which is what's going on. So as we reprogram, if we can take this metaphor of ascension as this shedding of the skin, it's like a leaving an exoskeleton. So imagine that a piece of you is coming out of this exoskeleton and the dense part stays behind. So the dense part is 3D Earth, old construct, your old planet, or what could be in the planet and solar system analogies and metaphors as a layer. So we talked about each other's planets before, so now we're pushing this old density down the layer. So we keep the ideas of planet, solar system, universe, those ideas, those constructs. We keep those because we're grateful for those. There was a lot of work, to make those systems that we really appreciate, and this is what I really appreciate in the protesters in the States is how they're just like, we want to get back to work, because this is the mentality of the awakened is whether it's conscious or unconscious, whether these souls are new or old. Someone's saying we just want to go back to work because they want purpose. They want to fulfill their earthly lesson. They want to go through their journey. They came here to do that. And now we're all in a standstill of divine timing. So we get this opportunity to work on our planets, and I hope that metaphor was able to resonate with you, and you can help people. You can use it in a different way, whatever measures to them in their frequency and their understandings of it. Is something as simple as, well, the Earth, that earthly planetary analogy, those metaphors of the solar system, everything that we try to base that on, because again, it came from the mind. We all worked hard together to make that, and it's all about maintaining that. So as we were creating each other's new Earths and each other's new planets, we leave those layers down, and we keep working on our planets like regular. Life has not changed. Look at nature. The only thing nature is doing is celebrating. So I think a lot of people that are in the nature state are doing the exact same thing as we're doing this cleansing process and working on our planets. So maintain that. The other the other 3D lesson that you can maybe translate and you might be able to see in your real life will be that of an old lesson of the mirror. So our mirrors, as things were escalating, you know, it was getting intense. The mirrors were just like, if you were dirty inside, you were seeing the dirt on your lens right in front of you. So it was getting too intense. And now with the social distancing analogy, what I'd like you to do is to transmute it into what I experienced was that, you know, having, let's say that I was not insulted but judged on something up close, but when we were at a distance, I was complimented on that exact thing that I used to be, but nothing has changed physically in the 3D, but their perception of my fault, my imperfection with that distance, suddenly it was easier to see the mirror of love that I've always been reflecting. So I think whether that's just the person who's been working on themselves and was able to clean their lens and has been cleaning their lenses, and I think that's what it comes down to. People have been cleaning the insides, so the lenses outside are cleansing, and it's maybe an easier transition if you're at a distance. And then once the love is able to come back in, you accept the love, and that's where people in their construct might get a little confused, because do we go back? It's all about going back to, and that's what the 0 point singularity moment of that ideology is that it goes back to that hugging, the idea of hugging, the idea of togetherness, the idea of the mirror being closer than further apart. So the mirror further apart, oh, it's so bright, the sun is so bright. Oh, the sun is, okay, no, I don't have a dirt on my lens. I don't have dirt on my lens anymore. I can accept that. Or the dirt starts piling up again because separatitis and such. So if hopefully at that distance people have come to the realization of the unity consciousness and they've broken down their constructs, that's the request. That's going to be the real test, is if they've broken down the constructs or not. So it's a numbers game. It's a numbers game always. So it turns out to be upon that work, and that's why it's like, you know, take the time now while you can to do this inner work, because if you're thrust back into the real world, once you're even able to project that, whether it doesn't matter which institutional bodies are within yourself or out of yourself make that reality accessible again, it's going to be your test to say, do I accept the oneness and the not only the oneness but the power of us, the power of is, the power of be, the power of the central sun, which is our collective heart energy. Is that what we take on? So I'm hoping some of you are also taking the other lesson that I'd heard, which was to master the lower realms. So be watch popular TVs and movies, and read popular books and news, but do it of course with discernment, and also look at all these hidden videos that are coming out and all the differences of opinions and the dirty truths, right? These dirty truths. People never wanted to come to face with the dirty truths, this dirty lens. And now people cleaning the inside are like, okay, I can see the dirty lens, I can see this, I can connect the dots, and I can, and then there's another dimensional piece of understanding and work that comes after that. So everyone is going to get to these levels when they need to. It's just such an opportunity now to do it collectively and help one another, because they have the time to listen. They're not, take the time to listen. These people can now take the time to listen. But again, it's not everyone crossing the rainbow bridge right now. It's just the amplification of Rainbow World and the rainbow. bridge of everything, because it's transmutable right now. So there's a lot of information, and there's a lot of things that have been going down, and I'd love for anybody to reach out and hear about these things, because it's not necessary to transmit all the stories, because it's so important for everybody to go through these narratives themselves, because they don't